sure to check out Ageless Geeks for your figures and collectibles. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil 19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Tamashii SH Figuarts Street Fighter VEGA. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at the box. So we do get the basic style box when it comes to the SH Figuarts Street Fighter line. So we do get the one right there in the front of the box. On the top to see SH Figuarts, and we do get the Tamashii quality sticker. On the bottom says Street Fighter 5 number 10 VEGA. Then we do get a topo image of the figure on the Tamashii and Bandai stamps. And then here's the bottom of the box, same image on the front, just closer up, which looks dope. Then here's the top of the box. And then the one side does have another cool image of the figure there. The other side of the box just says his name and stuff like that. And the back here does show the figure in a bunch of pretty cool poses you can get the figure into, along with some of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure to take a closer look at one of the coolest and most badass characters from Street Fighter. And he was always one of my favorites because he did have the Wolverine-like looking claws on the one hand, and I bet that was the main reason he was a lot of people's favorite character in Street Fighter and to play as. Plus, he does have a pretty dope mask. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and I think Tamashii killed it with VEGA here. I don't really think they could have done any better of a job with detail. Don't know how entirely accurate he is to Street Fighter 5, but looks pretty dope, man. The mask here, definitely my favorite part about the figure. I always thought his mask looked badass. You can see his eyes under there as well, and they're both painted looking in the same direction, so big plus to that, you can see the strap that is holding the mask on his face right there, going around his head, which looks pretty cool. And you can remove this mask, which we'll go over shortly. The hair sculpt looks great too. We get some nice shading in it here and there, which looks nice. And it is in two different parts, so you can articulate it a little bit. So definitely do appreciate that. But the braid looks pretty cool. We have the tie at the end and everything. So nice job on the head sculpt there. And then throughout the torso and the neck, we do get some nice shading throughout the muscle definition, which looks really good. So definitely a big plus for the shading. And I like the snake tattoo. I think that looks pretty cool. Very clean paintwork all throughout it, going all along his back, and then goes down around the lower torso right there. But very cool looking tattoo. He also has a part of a tattoo or snake, whatever it is, because it looks like part of the snake right there on his left bicep, which is also very cleanly painted. And on the right side he has like a band on there, and I do like the gold paint that they chose. That looks really nice. We get some nice sculpt detail on it as well. Nice sculpt and paint on the back of the figure. The sash is a separate piece, as you can see right there. I don't see any shading on it, but the sculpt of it looks pretty good, and it is on a ball hinge, so you can articulate that as well. And then the arms here, nice sculpt all throughout it. Elbow joints look pretty good. We do get his wristbands here, which kind of get in the way a little bit of his wrist articulation, but they look just like the armband on the right bicep right there. And then for the legs here, we do get those awkward looking pants that he always wears, and we do get the yellow stripe running down the side, but they did some nice sculpting and clean paintwork on it as well. You can see a few sculpted wrinkles here and there, and I like the way it looks at the bottom of the pants. And we do get his very high socks there. And then of course we do get those dress type looking shoes that he wears as well, and it does have some nice sculpt detail all throughout it as well. And then the bottom of them, not too much going on. Also, his blades look dope as hell, and I like the silver paint that they used on the blades also. But overall, I think Tamashii did an awesome job with the detail. Like I said, I don't know how entirely accurate it is, but I think the figure does look dope, and the paint sculpt turned out pretty good. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, VEGA is included with a decent amount of pretty cool stuff. So what we do get two interchangeable head sculpts. And starting on the left, we do get the masked face sculpt, which is the one that does come on the figure out of the packaging, and that is definitely my favorite out of the two. And as I mentioned, you can remove the mask, which I will show you how to do that shortly. And then on the right, we do get the unmasked head sculpt, and they did a nice job with that one. It does have a not like cartoony look, but a very anime type look to it. And I believe Street Fighter is supposed to look more anime-ish, but they did do a very nice job with the detail on both head sculpts, and I'll show you how to swap them right now quickly. And like I said, swapping the heads is very simple on this figure. So when you want to swap them, you have to pull up to remove it, just like that. And you do have to pull out the back part of his hair, just unpegs there. Then you take the masked head sculpt, or whichever one, peg this in the back peg, the hair. And then all you do is just peg the head right back on. You have to use a little bit of force to do that. And the way you remove the mask, it's just pegged in, so just kind of pull and it pops right off. But he doesn't have a face under it, obviously, because they couldn't sculpt it under the mask there. But let's leave the mask on because it's too badass not to have on the figure there. So we do get the two interchangeable head sculpts, and then we also get a part of a cage, and then we do also get a backdrop like what we got with Blanca. And I'm guessing you get these backdrops with all their Street Fighter figures. So we're going to take a closer look at those right now. Alright, so for the backdrop here, same thing that we got with Blanca, just a different background there, as you can see. And all you do is just put them together like that, and you can like have one fighter on this side, the other one on that side, and take pictures with it, which it's a pretty cool thing that they add. They don't have to, but it is something they do throw in just to give you a little extra with your figures. Now for the cage here, you do have to put it together. It's very simple. All you do is just this, connect it together like that. And then you take these pieces here and you peg them into the bottom like this. And then there you go, as simple as that. And a picture should pop up to show you what it looks like with the figure on the cage right there. And this is also a cool thing to add with VEGA, because that was something he did a lot in the games, climbed up the cage and then did a crazy move jumping off it. So we do get that stuff. And then we also get part of his sash, and this does have some nice sculpt detail all throughout it. We did already take a look at it. I just wanted to show you that it does come separately, not on the figure. You do have to peg it right into the knot right there. All you do is just peg it in, and then there you go, as simple as that. So we do get that. And then we also get 7 alternate hands. And then starting on the top here, we do get a pair of fists, of course, which do come on the figure out of the packaging. And this right fist here that does come on the figure does have the claws on it, and you can interchange them with the other hands, which I'll show you how to do that shortly. And we do also get another right fist without that plate of armor or the claws on the top of the hand right there, which is pretty cool. Then we do get a pair of like open type hands, but you have the pinky and the ring finger bent a little bit. And then we do get the cage crawling hands, and we get some awesome sculpt and paint detail throughout all 7 hands, and they're also very easy to swap out. Let me show you how to swap the claws and the plate of armor on the right hands right now quickly. Alright, so the way you swap the plate of armor for the claws, all you do is just unpeg it because it's just pegged in there. Take the claws here, unpeg those, and then just peg them into whichever hand you want to use them on. And then say the hand that doesn't have the claws anymore, just put the plate of armor on it. And there you go, as simple as that. But anyway, that is all the accessories included with VEGA. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of VEGA, to the very top of his head, it looks like he's a little bit over 6.5 inches tall. And then here he is compared to the Mezco 112 Silver Knight Batman, the Mafex comic version Venom, and the Storm Collectibles Baraka and Goro. And his scaling actually isn't too bad with the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat figures. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Endgame Captain America, the Mark 20 Python, the NECA Original Movie TMNT Raphael, and the DC Collectibles Batman vs. TMNT Leonardo. And as you can see, his scaling is a little bit bigger compared to like regular sized SH Figuarts figures. And then here he is compared to the Storm Collectible Smoke, the SH Figuarts Sage Mode Naruto, the Mafex Justice League Batman, and the Figma Black Swordsman Guts. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and VEGA does have some really nice movement. So as I mentioned, the hair is articulated, so we have a hinge right here at the top part, and then we do have a ball hinge at the braid right there, so you could swivel it and hinge it up and down or side to side, whichever way you put the hinge. So we do have 2 joints at the neck here, the upper neck joint. You can get VEGA to look up a pretty good amount thanks to the hair being articulated there. And then does look down, not too much, it just pretty much looks straight ahead with the upper neck. Then we do get very nice pivot there because it's on like a barbell type joint, and then of course it does swivel. The lower neck here doesn't really... Alright, there we go. It wasn't moving forward there for a second. So with both joints, you can get them to pretty much look all the way down. That joint is really tight, the lower neck. And combining both joints, you can get them to look up a little bit more. But like I said, that lower neck is really tight on my figure. It does, I think it pivots. It pivots a little bit, and then I don't think it swivels too much because of the way the neck is sculpted there. Then we do get a point of articulation. Whoops, his Wolverine claws fell off. Then we do get a point of articulation at the torso and at the waist there. So the torso goes forward and back a decent amount, but you see a gap when you go back on the front right there, and then same thing when you go forward. You see a little bit of a gap, so you might want to hide that. Then you do get really nice pivot there, but then you do see a gap again. They should have sculpted more of the lower torso going up a little bit more, so we wouldn't get this much gappage. Then we do get swivel there. The waist here goes forward and back a really good amount, so combining both joints, he crunches forward really well, and then combining both joints goes back really well. Also, in the sash piece does hide how there's nothing connecting right there at the waist, so you're always going to want to keep this down around the waist there. And then for the, I'm just going to keep those off for now. Then for the pivot at the waist, just get a little bit, not too much, and then slight swivel. And as I mentioned, the sash is articulated, the knot does swivel, and then we do have a ball hinge right here as well, so you can hinge it up and down and swivel it. Do like that, that is articulated. Now for the shoulder here, we get a butterfly joint, but it goes up and down. I can't get it to move forward or back, but we have a nice shoulder joint here, so you can move the arm a bit in a circular motion, and then it moves up and down a little bit more thanks to that vertical butterfly joint there. And then the arms do go out to the sides a lot more than 90 degrees, as you can see, and especially using that vertical butterfly joint, you can get it pretty much all the way up there. Then they do go up and down. We don't have true bicep swivel, which kind of sucks, so you will have to use it at the shoulder, or you could use it at the double jointed elbows. And they do bend in almost all the way, and then the joint does swivel where it connects into the bicep. It doesn't where it connects into the forearm though, but that does make up for not having the true bicep swivel. Then we do have a ball hinge on the wrist, so it does swivel and hinges back and forth. And as I mentioned, the wristbands do hinder his wrist articulation a bit, which does kind of suck. And then the legs here, you can get VEGA to almost kick all the way up, and then they do almost go back 90 degrees. Let's see if he can. Jean-Claude Van Damme, and damn right he can, because he is freaking VEGA. Then we do get a nice upper thigh swivel right there. We do have single jointed knees, and they do bend back all the way, so that is awesome. And the joint does swivel a little bit where it connects into the thigh, and a tiny bit where it connects into the lower leg. And then the ankles here, they do swivel. They hinge up really well, hinge down incredibly well, and then you get an excellent ankle pivot with VEGA. And then we do have a little bit of a toe hinge. So overall, I don't think the articulation can get any better with VEGA. Tamashii Nation's just worked in some excellent movement with VEGA here, and their Blanca had excellent movement as well. So they're doing a pretty good job from what I can see with their Street Fighter figures when it comes to articulation with the two that I have owned. And you're going to be able to get them into pretty much any VEGA-like poses. And I'm about to show you some of them right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the SH Figuarts Street Fighter VEGA. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure with detail, I'd give it an even 9. Articulation, I'd also give it an even 9. And then accessories would also get an even 9. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did get mine from Agelessgeeks, so you can check over at their website at agelessgeeks.com. If you can't find it on there, I do highly recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook page. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box on the blah 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 blah. Damn, messed up right in the beginning, didn't I? So we do get the window right there on the front of the box on the top to say Swataba and Chubadisha. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box on the top to say SH Figuarts and and Bandai stamps as well. And then here's the bottom of the what the hell was that? Damn you. The Mezco 112 Silver Knight Batman, the Mahachuba Uchamanawa. Part of his sash, and I just want to show you that like I said, swapping the heads is very simple with this figure. So anyway, alternate head sculpts. I'm gonna show which do come on the figure out of the packaging, and then this for the